Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Football. In this one, we are going to be talking about the best goalkeeper picks for this season's UCL fantasy. So, what I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to pick a goalkeeper for every single prize. So, that is 6 million, the premium ones, 5.5 million, 5 million, 4.5 million, and also 4 million. So, I'll be picking five goalkeepers. It's very, very important. The goalkeeper, especially in the Champions League fantasy, even in the other fantasy games, but in the Champions League, like you have the choice. You literally have the option of having two good goalkeepers, one playing on the Tuesday and one playing on the Wednesday. And before I even start talking about those goalkeepers, let's talk about the most important rules for having goalkeepers in the Champions League. And the first one I've just mentioned: make sure to have goalkeepers who are playing on different days. Now, obviously, if you've played UCL fantasy before, you already know about this one. But in case you're new, you're able to sub off or to manually sub off your goalkeeper. So if your goalkeeper plays on Tuesday and they get 1 point, you can sub them off on the Wednesday and bring in your other goalkeeper from the bench. Doesn't necessarily have to be 1 point. Even if they get 3 or 4 points and you feel like that is not enough, your other goalkeeper has a chance of keeping a clean sheet and making more saves and getting more points, maybe even player of the match. You can make that change. So make sure to have two goalkeepers, not like in FPL where you have a 5 million goalkeeper and another one who doesn't play. No, make sure the two goalkeepers are playing on different days and they're also actually playing and not just bench goalkeepers. Number two, best combination. Make sure to pick out a good combination. So basically, I have them written down. I wouldn't go with 2 6 million goalkeepers, like two goalkeepers who are going to cost you 6 million each. I think that is too expensive. That will take your total to 12 million for goalkeepers, and you haven't thought about how you're going to fit in Haaland and Lewandowski and Vinicius and all those guys. 6 million for each goalkeeper, it's too expensive. And especially if the one on Tuesday keeps a clean sheet or both of them keep a clean sheet or something like that, it's a waste because 6 million goalkeepers mostly they would keep clean sheet, especially the Man City one and the maybe not Real Madrid is currently injured. Couture. This one you don't have too many 6 million goalkeepers, but 3 or 4 of them you don't necessarily have to pick both of them. Just one is enough. So 6 million goalkeepers, both of them, avoid that. The other side of the coin, don't go with 2 4 million goalkeepers. No, there's too much risk involved in that. Number one, if you're picking 4 million goalkeepers, one, they probably play for a poor team that is going to get smashed 6 or 7 some week, so in 1 or 2 of the match days. So you don't want to have a goalkeeper who's going to play for, I'm not going to mention teams, but a 4 million goalkeeper who's playing for a poor team and has a very tough fixture against like a Real Madrid or Bayern Munich. They get spanked 6-0 on the Tuesday, and then they get you like -1 or -2. And then the goalkeeper that you have on a Wednesday is another 4 million goalkeeper that you're not even sure is going to start. Like, is a rotation risk. That is a problem. So 4 million goalkeepers, there's a reason why they're 4 million. Either one, they're not very good or they're not playing for a very good team. Or number two, there's the rotation risk. Basically, there's better goalkeepers there, or there's another 4.5 million goalkeeper or something in that team that could be a rotation risk. So they could play 2 games and 4 games here, which is a massive risk. So avoid 6 million goalkeepers, like having 2 of them in the team, and also avoid having 4 million goalkeepers, 2 of them in the team. No problem with having 6 million goalkeeper, one goalkeeper is going to cost you 4 million. Absolutely no problem. Personally, for goalkeepers, I wouldn't pass 10.5 million in total. So different combinations, you can have a 6 million goalkeeper and a 4.5 million goalkeeper. So a premium one and a cheap one, a 4.5 million one or a 4 million one. Even if it's 10 million, that is fine. As long as it's below 10.5 million, that is my rule. I mean, if you want to go different and go to 11 million and your team, the rest of your team is looking good and you're happy with the rest of your team, and you feel like, hey, listen, I have 5 million or 0.5 million or 1 million in the bank, I can upgrade my goalkeeper. Absolutely no problem. Also, probably the best one is 5.5 million and also 5 million. That takes you total to 10.5 million. So I have one 5.5 million goalkeeper and another one who's going to cost you 5 million. And then finally, you can have 5 million one and a 4.5 million one. That is 9.5. That helps you save a lot in terms of goalkeeper. So with all that yapping done, let's now go to the actual picks. And number one, 6 million goalkeeper, I have gone for Ederson. Ederson playing for Man City, I think, is the best 6 million goalkeeper this season. The other seasons, we usually have players like Neuer to pick from. We usually have Onana maybe playing for Inter Milan to pick from. But he plays for Man United right now. He's also 6 million, but it's playing like against a Bayern Munich in the first game. You expect Bayern Munich to score a few goals here and there. And especially away from home, Man United are not that great. So no problem with having Onana, but I think in terms of 6 million goalkeepers, Ederson is the best. And also Courtois is currently injured. So that leaves Ederson as the best option for this season in that 6 million price range. Number two, he's selected by 20. This I'm still talking about Ederson. Sorry. So number 2 point on Ederson. He's selected by 21% at the moment. Last season, he picked up 53 points in the Champions League. Obviously, Man City went all the way to the final, and they did absolutely incredibly well. And they were doing well against the likes of Bayern Munich and those big teams in the Champions League, the likes of Real Madrid. And if he doesn't keep a clean sheet, he has the potential of making saves. The only problem is this season, I'm not sure about how many saves he's going to make because he is in a group with Young Boys, Red Star Belgrade, and Leipzig. The good thing or the problem with Man City having Man City goalkeeper, yes, they can definitely give you that clean sheet and get you a guaranteed 6 points. But if you want your goalkeeper to be making saves and have potential of keeping a clean sheet as well, that can total up to like 7 or 8 points, then Ederson is probably not the one for you. Because for the first game, Man City are playing at home against Red Star Belgrade. Seriously, I cannot see Ederson making more than one save in that game. So guaranteed clean sheet, I would imagine so. So I'd say Ederson is going to get you 6 points in that game, unless he gets an assist from somewhere like he usually does, like he gets 1 or 2 assists per season. But like I'm hoping for an assist from a goalkeeper. That's switching. You want the save points and the clean sheet. So the thing with Ederson, yes, that could be a guaranteed clean sheet, but the problem is in terms of save points, I don't see him making too many saves against the likes of Young Boys and Red Star Belgrade. Maybe against Leipzig, he could keep a clean sheet and still make saves. Like last season, they drew 0-0 with Leipzig away from home, but there's always a chance that he's not going to give you more than 6 points. But if you're happy with that clean sheet and you don't really need save points, then Ederson is the goalkeeper for you. He's already kept 2 clean sheets in the Premier League this season, and he is my pick in terms of premium assets, costing you 6 million. Next, price group is 5.5 million. Which goalkeeper have I gone for? Barcelona, Ter Stegen. Now, just like Ederson, he has kept 2 clean sheets in the 4 games in the league so far this season. In match day 1, he is facing Royal Antwerp. Now, Royal Antwerp, that is their first ever Champions League game. So you would imagine a clean sheet there for Ter Stegen. Last season, Barcelona were incredible in terms of clean sheets. They were keeping clean sheet after clean sheet after clean sheet. Did they even concede more than 20 goals in the league? I don't think so. Like every time I looked at the Barcelona game, I watched the Barcelona game, I checked the result, they were always keeping clean sheets. Now, this season, it hasn't been similar. Yes, they kept 2 clean sheets in the first 2 games, but the last 2 games, the last 2 La Liga games, they have been conceding a few goals here and there. But in the Champions League, their group has Royal Antwerp, has Shakhtar as well, and also FC Porto. So the games against FC Porto, I don't think it's going to be easy. Even against Shakhtar away from home, Shakhtar could get a goal or something, or try to test him and stuff. But the difference between Ter Stegen and Ederson, like as I just said, Ederson, I don't see him making too many saves against Young Boys. But let's say Barcelona go to FC Porto like they are in match day 2. If he keeps a clean sheet, you can easily see Ter Stegen making 3 or more saves in that game and get you an extra save point, or maybe even 2 save points. Who knows? Because FC Porto will be attacking in that game and they'll create a few chances here and there. And even if they go to Shakhtar, who knows? Even Royal Antwerp, they could gift some chances, and he could end up making a few saves here and there. Ter Stegen. So 5.5 million price group. I have gone for Ter Stegen as my pick from that. He's currently selected by 27%. He's currently selected the most. Like from every goalkeeper, he's the one who selected the most at the time of recording, 27%. So I think it has something to do with that match day 1 fixture last season. I don't remember which team Barcelona were playing in match day 1, but you would remember probably they won like 5-0 something in match day 1 last season. And I was one of those people who avoided Barcelona players in match day 1. I was like, nah, I'm going to go with Benzema striker. I'm going to go with this one as my goalkeeper. And yes, I kind of suffered match day 1 because Lewandowski scored a hat-trick, and I think they kept a clean sheet as well. And the likes of Ter Stegen did well. And right away after match day 1, in FPL, you have another 37 weeks to go. But in the Champions League, you only have 12 weeks to go after match day 1 or 12 matches to go. So you don't have, if you're left by like 40, 50 points, it becomes very hard to catch up. So that is a mistake I made last season. This season, I may not make that mistake. I might go for those Barcelona players. They're playing Royal Antwerp in match day 1. So 5.5 million price group. Ter Stegen is my pick. There's others. Let me know if you have any other 5.5 million goalkeepers who you think are better than Ter Stegen. I think the Arsenal goalkeepers are around 5 million or 5.5 million. But as you can see, I'm an Arsenal fan, but I wouldn't even go for Arsenal goalkeepers because there's a huge risk in terms of rotation there. We don't know if Ranzel is going to play or Ray is going to play, so I would avoid that. Other 5.5 million goalkeepers, already mentioned 6.6 million goalkeeper in terms of Onana and Courtois. Courtois is currently injured. 5.5 million, I don't think there's too many options. 5 million, there is. Now, I've picked Kepa. Kepa is going to cost you 5 million. I mean, he doesn't play for Chelsea anymore. He plays for a very good Real Madrid team now. Courtois is usually 6 million. Whenever you want a Real Madrid goalkeeper, you usually have to pay 6 million because Courtois is usually very expensive. But this season, Courtois is injured, and Kepa is only going to cost you 5 million. So basically, you can get a Real Madrid goalkeeper for 1 million cheaper than what you usually do the last couple of seasons. Whenever you need a Real Madrid goalkeeper, you have to pay way more than 5 million. So if you're looking at it like that, Kepa is a very huge bargain. And also in terms of just Real Madrid being a very good team, they always reach the semi-final or the final around there. Very, very good team. And this season so far, he is selected by 15% at the moment. His group has Union Berlin, Napoli, and Braga. Now, they've not kept too many clean sheets, Real Madrid, this season, but they don't concede a bunch of goals. You wouldn't expect them to concede a bunch of goals against Braga and Union Berlin. Maybe when they go to Napoli, they could concede goals. But the thing is, with Kepa, as I said with Ter Stegen, it's a mixture. Ederson, I don't expect him to make too many saves in that group. But Kepa, when he goes to Napoli, even when Napoli go to Spain, you can see Kepa making 3 or 4 saves in a game and if he keeps a clean sheet, he can still get you points. Even if he doesn't keep a clean sheet, the least he'll get you 3 or 4 points. And if you team him up with another very good goalkeeper on the next day or playing on the previous day, you might not even need Kepa. So I think it's a good cover up considering the likes of Carvajal like 0.5 million more expensive. If you don't have that money to go for a Carvajal in defense, Kepa could be a very good option. So 5 million price group, I've gone for Kepa. Let me know anyone else you want to go for from that 5 million price range and price gap. Is it price range? Or let me just call it price group, like that price group of 5 million goalkeepers. I've gone for Kepa. Next up is 4.5 million. This one surprisingly actually have some couple of options, and this is stunning, man. Jan Sommer is going to cost you 4.5 million. He plays for Inter Milan. So far this season, Inter Milan, like I've talked about their defenders already in some other videos. One of them on Patreon. Make sure if you join Patreon and you want more content in terms of tips and tricks and all that, the link is in the description. I talked about the defense, the Inter Milan's defense there. This season, they've played 3 games and they've kept 3 clean sheets. Last season, yes, they lost Onana, but last season they kept so many clean sheets in the Champions League against some really good teams as well throughout the group and throughout the knockout stages. And this season they've started the season keeping clean sheets of a clean sheet of a clean sheet. In front of Sommer, he has a very good back five, a very capable back five, and they've also added Pavard as well, his former teammate from Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich fans are saying they're not very good, but he's kept 3 clean sheets out of 3 this season. Now, Inter Milan's group is very I'd say balanced. You'd expect Inter Milan to finish top, but you never know. There's Real Sociedad, there's Benfica, there's Salzburg. So I would expect Sommer to be making a lot of saves in that group. This one so far in the league is made an average of 2 saves per game. So he actually made 2 saves in the first game, 2 saves in the second game, 2 saves in the third game. Not too many, but when he goes away to like Benfica, I would expect him to make more saves. Even if he goes away to Real Sociedad in the first game, I would expect more saves. So if there's a way he can actually end up getting like 3 clean sheets in that group, that is a very good return because I would expect him to have made a few saves here and there in that group. Another point on Jan Sommer, as I said, those clean sheets, very, very vital. 3 clean sheets in 3 games, you won't get anyone who's going to match up those stats. Inter Milan are very, very good defensively. And last season, if you wanted to get Onana, you had to pay like, was it 5.5 million or 6 million? This season, you can get an Inter Milan option for 4.5 million. The other defenders like Dumfries are very good, but someone like a Dumfries is going to cost you 5.5 million. So if you want to save that 1 million, although Dumfries is very attacking, but if you can't afford him and you want a defensive option from Inter Milan, Jan Sommer is a very good option. 4.5 million only. I would definitely consider him as well. So those are 4 price groups done. The 5th one is 4 million price group. Which goalkeeper should we be picking from the 4.0 million price group? Now, I've already talked about this particular player in a different video, so that is what I'm going to do. I am going to direct you to the next video. Click on the video on screen right now to check out the 4.0 million goalkeeper and other very, very good budget options for this season. We all want the expensive players, but we also have to go for the cheap players to balance out our team. So click on the screen and catch up on that next video.